Syria. It's a place you might associate with images like this or this. But as of December last year, this place has had a change of ownership. So I'm heading out on a mission to find out what's new in the new Syria. Good afternoon from a sweltering Damascus, Syria, the new Syria. I'm stood outside Damascus's Ministry of Defense, a place that just a month ago was struck down by, let's say, missiles from a nation that shall not be named.
Israel has released drone footage of Wednesday's huge missile attack.
From here, we're going to take a journey around the new Syria, a country that, whilst it has a long and checkered past, is in a new form, a new type of Syria that has only existed for 6 months. So, we'll see what's changed around this place and what's perhaps remained the same. Okay, the plan was to film outside the Ministry of Defense and do an intro for you, but our car is being taken by someone. The police weren't particularly happy with our parking, but it seems to be okay. Anyway, that there is the damage. And it's a reminder of quite how fragile the situation is in Syria right now. Alright, I've worked up quite the appetite today, so we're headed to a district of Damascus, famous for its cow brains, offal, and all sorts of other delicacies and cuts of meat.
Okay, so this is on the house. This is the small intestine of the sheep.
Okay, sheep, wow.
Okay, small intestine of sheep, you said?
Yes. And it gets filled with rice and meat.
Okay. That's not right. What is this?
Feet. Oh my god, it is a brain. So this one is cuttings of the head?
Yes.
Bit of lemon on the brain?
This is actually a way they do to help.
Go back. You having fun with that? Slightly intimidated by this scoop of brain, but salute, sláinte, divide.
What do you think of it? It's a process.
It's a process. It's hard to explain. It's very alien texture. It's just my body immediately had a reaction of like, oh, what on earth is this?
So little brain for so much bread.
I'm probably offending many people by doing this, but you know.
Now people will be mad. It's not for everyone.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. I love sheep brain. If the sheep brains and the sheep head weren't enough, we now have some lovely balls to chew on. Right? They serve the testicles on skewers, which makes it just a little bit less intimidating. But my buddy here, hey, my friend here is picking out some of the finest testicles that you can find in Damascus.
Trump? No.
Trump, no?
No, Trump.
Yes, bad. أيوة.
Oh, Trump؟ احنا ضد ترامب. لا برجي يساوي لنا هون ولا يساوي لنا شيء. احنا ما بدنا ابنه.
They don't want the Trump تعمل.
لا هو اولاد انت اياه.
How do you say it? I feel the same way.
انه هي متفقة معك.
ما انا عليك شو عم تحكي.
Yeah, we're the
ما
same.
بعرف احكي لك اياها بالانجليزاوي.
Yeah. We're good.
Trump no.
They probably don't even know who Keir Starmer is, so I won't bother. Do you like sports?
Yes.
Football?
Oh.
What team?
What team?
Barcelona.
Okay, fine.
Real Madrid.
Spanish. No. Liverpool.
Mohamed Salah.
Salah, exactly. Mohamed Salah. Now we're talking. What countries do you like?
No.
No? USA, you like?
Trump.
Yeah. UK, England?
Yes.
Yes, it's okay.
Yes.
UAE, Emirates, Dubai.
No. Lebanon, Trump, Netanyahu. No. Iran.
Iran, no.
Iraq. No.
No.
Anybody? No.
Syria, yes.
Syria, yes.
There we go.
Saudi, yes.
Syria,
Saudi, yes.
Saudi, yes.
Yeah. UAE, Dubai.
Kuwait, yes. Urdun, yes. Dubai, yes. Emirat,
Okay.
yes.
Dubai, yes.
Yes.
No.
No. Dubai chocolate.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The testicles are here. You want some?
No.
You sure?
شرف خير عم صحة.
Oh, okay.
طلع والله على البيت ارتاح شوي.
It's good, yeah?
يلا عرف.
I don't actually need it, I promise. This is much better than the brain. Much better than the brain. Good morning from the Jobar district of Damascus. This is a district of the city, as is probably readily apparent to you, that is completely abandoned and was entirely destroyed in 2018. This area was home primarily to conservative Sunnis who were labeled by the former administration, the former regime of Syria, as terrorists. These rebel groups were too close to the heart of the regime. And this is what happens when you cross such people. Utter devastation. This is the Jobar cemetery, where forces of the former regime bombed and desecrated the tombs of the dead. You can read about things like this, you can hear about things like this, but the weight of the silence in a place that should be populated, should be full of life. I don't want to disrespect the silence here too much, as there is actually a man over the other side visiting one of the graves, but look at what they're left with. This is what they were left with. The dignity of the dead could not even be respected in this conflict. It was not off limits in any way. Nothing quite gives you an understanding of the jubilation, the excitement, the hope that Syrians felt back in December, regardless of the circumstances, than seeing the way that their former leadership respected the dead. This area is reasonably safe to walk around. I don't have to watch my step too much because it's been scanned thoroughly for landmines. However, the same cannot be said for the rest of the rubbled region here. Landmines are likely scattered throughout the entire thing, so you have to be very careful of your step. This here is what remains of the Jobar Grand Mosque. You can see some of the areas where it was more newly renovated, but the actual mosque itself had been around for some time. Anytime a car passes through here, which has only happened 2 or 3 times so far, it breaks the otherwise heavy and deafening silence. Everywhere you look around, this is a place that would have been very, very populated. It's dense, it's full of large apartment blocks, and yet when I stop talking, pure silence. Nothing is happening here. There is no life, there is no birds chirping. It's all gone. Entirely destroyed. The regime also appears to have stripped most of the buildings of any iron, steel, copper wiring, anything that was of any material value to them, completely desecrating the area and leaving it and its people with very little to rebuild with. Each and every one of these apartment blocks here would have been home to someone. There would have been an old man smoking up on that balcony. And now there is nothing left. By the time of the main bombing campaign in 2018, once the main bombing campaign in 2018 had concluded, most people had already left this region. Many of them died, others went and rented accommodation in other areas of Damascus, and then you also have the refugees who made their way into nations in Europe and all around the world. And there's a lot of talk about those people these days, and I hope perhaps seeing exactly what it is they fled from can create a little bit of sympathy for their plight, because this is not in any way livable. This becomes particularly devastating when you see the personal effects of people. Up over there's an old car. Earlier we saw a teddy bear, and on the ground here, someone's old map of the Middle East, maybe a school textbook, who knows, but ultimately lost forever to the people who lived here. And on the side of the building here we have a advertisement for a contractor getting in there early before the redevelopment, perhaps. And just like that, the ruins of Jobar end and civilization resumes. Life has to continue for people, so the minibuses still run and life goes on. $10 or 500 Syrian pounds. So the last time they updated the billboards at the museum, $10 was 500 Syrian pounds. $10 is now, what, 100,000 Syrian pounds? Yeah. There's been a little bit of inflation. Welcome to the October War Museum. Now right here was where Assad Senior's statue used to sit. Strangely, since December, it's disappeared. In all of the artwork I've seen thus far from the old regime of Syria, there's a degree of like socialist realism about it all, which is quite interesting when you consider the sort of Russian partnership and whatnot. That art style seems to transfer across. We tried to get permission from the soldiers at the gate to go inside the actual museum, but we're a bit late to the party. I don't think there's much left inside, and so we can't go in there, and we definitely can't film in there. But outside, we have a collection here of Israeli, actually, tanks, trucks, all sorts of military gear, even a destroyed fighter jet. And this museum was a celebration of the 1970 war against Israel, and this was the regime showing the spoils of that war. And on this side, we have the glorious Syrian machinery of war that the regime wanted to show off as much as possible. Fighter jets, notably on this side, they're not smashed into bits. Wonder why. We have some rockets, artillery pieces, tanks, all that good stuff. Of all places in the world, who would have thought that 45-degree Syria in August is where you would find a little slice of the Soviet Union? But here we have the space capsule. I'm not sure if that's the correct terminology, but we're going to go with space capsule that the first Syrian astronaut went into space with, in collaboration with the Soviet space program. Cool Soviet stuff. Nice to see it in the middle of like the burning hot Middle East. Not where you'd expect it to be.
Syria.
Everybody says Syria, Britannia.
بريطاني سوري امريكي.
ايوه انت السوري الوحيد يعني بيت السلام يا رسالة.
Everyone here seems to think I'm Syrian. I guess it's the impressive beard at work, probably. Crossing the road is very relaxing in Syria. As recently as 2008, this beautiful train was actually running, and you could take a train up north and south of the country. It's a shame what has been lost, but actually is quite a well-suited country to rail infrastructure, so one day. Between the billets and the baggages, this is probably the strongest French influence that I've seen so far in the city. There were plans, apparently in the 70s, to build a metro system in Damascus, which would have been incredible. But unfortunately those plans were scrapped. The train station lost its relevance within the sort of functioning of life here, and now you're left with very little. But perhaps one day we'll see a revival of the Damascus central train station. So you can see down here, that massive pit is where the trains would have been. That's where the platforms would have been. And now all you have left is this quite beautiful, ornate train station, but it serves as nothing more than a little security area, a little checkpoint, not anything for the people.